Hey, hoodie! Cool hoodie! Where'd you get it?
Should I say thanks or the internet? That sounds dumb. Oh God, he's waiting.
Owl, take me away. I'm a stone. My brain has been vacuumed clean. I am officially the most boring person on this planet.
You're not boring, hoodie. You're just overfiltered. Your brain is producing 1,000 thoughts, but your internal sensor is throwing them all in the trash before they ever reach your lips.
My sensor? I thought I just had nothing to say.
Wrong. You have too much to say, but you're afraid of saying the wrong thing. Give me 8 minutes and I'll show you how to grill that filter and never stand there speechless again.
The conversation revolution. Never run out of things to say. The foundation everything is built on, and the one you must understand, hoodie, is the conversation paradox. You think you lack words. In reality, you have too many. Your brain is constantly scanning the environment, but your internal filter is blocking everything. You think, that's too common. No one cares about that, or that joke won't land anyway. Every time you use this filter, it gets stronger. The fear of saying the right thing is the poison that freezes your brain. But here is the good news. Conversation is a skill, not an innate talent, just like riding a bike or playing an instrument. That means it is learnable and trainable. Just because you aren't a master of communication yet doesn't mean you can't become one. To master it, we need 3 phases.
Phase 1, the 3-second short circuit. To bypass your filter, you use the 3-second principle. You say the first thing that comes to mind within 3 seconds. Why? Because after 3 seconds, your doubting system kicks in and starts rejecting material. We too often make the mistake of treating casual small talk like a high-stakes government interview, as if one boring comment will disqualify us from human interaction forever. But here's the secret. Boring things often lead to the most authentic conversations. If someone mentions dogs and you think, "My neighbor's dog always barks," say it. That opens paths to topics like difficult neighbors or noise ordinances that would never have emerged with a filtered response. But what if a topic seems exhausted, when you feel like everything that can be said has been said? Then use
Phase 2, conversation threading, the navigator's trick. Imagine every sentence your counterpart says is a tree with several branches. Within every sentence, there are several thematic threads you can hook into. If someone says, "I was just hiking in Colorado with my brother, but the weather was lousy," you have at least 5 threads: hiking, Colorado, siblings, the weather, or travel in general. Instead of just nodding, grab one of those branches. Threading is your conversation insurance. You will never have that "what do I say now" moment again, because you've learned to see the available paths in every statement. But this is where it gets really interesting. What if you don't want to be the person doing all the talking?
Phase 3, the curiosity weapon and the follow-up system. The most magnetic people aren't the ones who speak most brilliantly, but the ones who listen most intensely. The foundation is genuine curiosity. It is a superpower tool because it shifts the focus away from your performance and toward the experience of the other person. Your anxiety evaporates when you view the other person like a book you absolutely want to read. The magic formula is listen, identify, dig. LID. Instead of jumping to your own story, stay with their topic longer. Use follow-up questions that don't just ask for facts, but for processes and feelings. Instead of "How is Italy?" you ask, "Which city surprised you the most and why?" This makes you instantly likable and reduces your own workload in the conversation because you're inviting them to tell their story. You're probably wondering now, what do I do if my brain suddenly goes completely offline despite all these techniques? Don't panic. It happens to everyone eventually. For that, we have a
Conversation first aid plan. The difference is that pros have an emergency kit. When a conversation stalls, use the environment scan. Simply comment on something in your immediate vicinity. the playlist here is actually great, or interesting artwork on the wall. Or use the curiosity reversion. Return to a detail mentioned earlier in the conversation. You mentioned earlier you grew up in Seattle. What was that actually like? There's another way that hardly anyone knows. To take a conversation to the next level, you must master the art of storytelling. Facts are forgotten, but stories activate the entire brain. Use the SAS method. Set up, add detail, share takeaway. Instead of saying, I was late today, you tell, I sprinted for the bus, the coffee exploded over my shirt, and I walked into the meeting looking like I just lost a fight against a cappuccino machine, and I did lose. This makes you human and relatable. And here is the truth that almost no one speaks out loud. True conversational mastery requires a balance between depth and lightness. Too much depth becomes heavy. Too much lightness feels shallow. A great conversation dances between these two levels. If a topic gets too heavy, switch to a conversational hook. A playful question like, what's the weirdest food you've ever tried? This immediately lightens the atmosphere and opens new doors. Now, I'm going to reveal a fact that will surely surprise you. The golden thread. It involves the realization that it's not about you. We spend hours researching restaurants online, but won't spend 30 seconds being curious about the human sitting across from us. Conversation is not a performance where you are being rated. It is a discovery. When you start with presence instead of perfection, 3 seconds of eye contact, a genuine smile before you speak, you build psychological safety that makes everything else easier. You aren't an antisocial stone, Hoodie. You're just untrained. You won't run out of words. You just need to learn how to unlock them through attention and lowering your internal filter. Once you stop hunting for the right words and start creating real moments, holding a conversation becomes as natural as breathing.
Man, it's pretty crowded here today, isn't it?
Absolutely. I'm actually wondering if people are here for the music or just the free drinks. What lured you in?
You know what? It works. You don't have to be an entertainer. You just have to find the right threads.
Exactly, Hoodie. You just defeated the filter. And you? Have you achieved a micro victory in communication today? If you want to keep upgrading your social circuits, leave a subscription. It's the most effective way not to fall behind cognitively.
Stay curious, stay in the flow. See you in the next deep dive.